Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Tuesday, October the 3rd, and this is Monday Morning Briefing episode number 100. I really can't believe we've done 100 of these already. We started doing these about 2 years ago, probably 2.5 years ago. And my initial thought on this was just to have a weekly episode or a weekly video that we can put out fairly easily. That's not a highly involved project video or something, that would just help bring some consistency to our channel, and so that we did have videos, at least something for you guys to check out, and also too to kind of see what we're working on in the shop, some different projects that I'm working on, what saddles I'm working on, what's going on with the shop, schedule wise and things, as well as touch on some topics and questions that we get a lot of call for, and you know, different things that people ask us and things like that, kind of bring it into this episode here where we kind of touch on those topics a little bit. The one thing it did was it did add consistency to our channel, but we weren't absolutely consistent. As many of y'all know, if you've been here for a while watching these, we don't always have one every week. Sometimes some weeks are just too busy and we just can't get around to getting one made. And then most of the time they're not on Monday, even though the episode is called Monday Morning Saddle Shop Briefing. I contemplate that a lot, and I look at it and I think we really need to get to where we can do those on Monday every Monday, but it's kind of a joke now. Everybody knows they're not on Monday. If they are on Monday, everybody's pretty excited that we actually got one on a Monday, but they've been as far out as on a Friday. So we're just doing the best we can, and we'll continue to just offer them as we can. We're going to continue doing them. They've been a really good episode for us. They do well. People enjoy them, and so we're going to keep on doing them. It's crazy that we're, like I said, at the 100 mark already, and wanted to do something big, some kind of maybe different video, maybe at the house around a barbecue pit or something like that. Didn't get that done. We're trying to get ready to go to Wichita Falls for the Boonton Saddle Makers Roundup, which starts on Friday. If you're in the area, Wichita Falls, Texas is west of Dallas-Fort Worth, up closer to the Oklahoma border. If you are in the area or you're planning on making the trip, then we're excited to see you there. We will we'll be headed up there. We'll have our booth set up, and we'll also be bringing a saddle to compete in the saddle competition that they'll have there. If you've been following the Boonton Saddle Makers Roundup, it's one of the oldest leather shows that are out there. It was started in Brownwood, as far as I remember. That's where it started at. That was the first one, and it used to have a swap meet involved with it on a Friday. We may have talked about this before. The show used to be Saturday, Sunday, and then there was a swap meet on Friday. It was just craftsmen and saddle makers and boot makers that would bring trailers of machines, hand tools, whatever they kind of weren't using anymore in their shops, and it was just kind of like a really neat way to pick up some items. And in fact, that's where I got my 3-in-1 that I have here in my shop, my Landis 3-in-1. I actually bought it at one of those swap meets, and it was a great deal because I was in college and that was the cheapest way I could get one, and it's got its issues. It's old, it needs to be reworked, but it works fine for what we do with it. I'm watching the door. I'm waiting on some stuff to be delivered today. Like I said, we're heading out this week to go up there to get set up for the show, and so we've got some deliveries that are going to be made today that'll be kind of cutting it close so we can get everything together. But anyway, the Boonton Saddle Makers Roundup, it's a great leather show. If you have an opportunity to come to it, there'll be a lot of vendors there, much like the Leather Crafters and Saddlers Journals show that we have in Waco, Sheridan, and Prescott. It'll be much like that. This one is kind of geared to or more oriented for boot makers and saddle makers, but yet there's a lot of the same vendors there, a lot of leather craftsmen that build neither of those items but just come to the show, and you know, fantastic toolers and bag makers and different things like that. So it's not exclusive to that. It's just that show historically was mainly started for boot and saddle makers, and it's a lot of fun. So we're excited. It'll be the last show that we attend this year. They don't have any classes. They don't do workshops at this show, so there's no, we don't have to get there on Monday and then teach for 2 or 3 days. They do offer some seminars during the show, and I think you pay a fee to get into the trade show, and I think with that you're allowed to, you know, go into whatever workshops, and they have them scheduled a couple hours, maybe an hour or 2 hours a piece, whatever, throughout the day, and you can kind of just pop in and watch those. And they're more demonstrations where guys will show, you know, lasting a boot in, or you know, I don't know, they'll do all kinds of different tips, maybe working on ground seat on a saddle. There's a lot of those kind of things going on, so you can go check that out. But yeah, we've been in the shop this week. Like I said, last week we were just getting ready, kind of getting everything organized. Things have been busy here. We've been showing calves and stuff. We had a show last weekend and play days and different things going on. So we're getting into the fall season. Things are already starting to get busy now that summertime's over. Kids are back to getting in their routine, and then the shop's been busy. So I want to thank everybody for that. We've refilled a lot of our material packs on the website, and then got to cutting inventory specifically for the saddle show. So we've got quite a bit cut. I cut some this weekend and cut a bunch yesterday as well, and so we've got quite a bit of inventory that we'll be bringing to the show like we usually do as far as our material packs go. We will try to keep some on the website as well. If you're not going to the show, just remember that if you order something probably after today, if you order something on the website from now and through the rest of the week, they will not go out until next week because we'll be out of the shop. So we're a mom and pop. It's me and Claudia only, so we'll both be out of here. So there won't be anybody here to ship your stuff. So if you're fine with that, feel free to order what you want, and we'll get it shipped out when we get back. If you'd rather wait until we're back, you can certainly do that. We will update the website and all the inventories and things when we get back, and get everything back updated. I do have some new stuff that we're going to be debuting at the Boonton Saddle Show that I will not be putting on the website until we get back. One of those being the rope bag. We've talked about it in the last couple of videos, been working on the rope bag for a little while, off and on, and the rope bag, we did another video. We've already done a video on the rope bag, and but that one I didn't have a pattern pack. We weren't really in the mode of creating large format patterns at that time. So we finally figured out how to do it and said that we got to readdress the rope bag because I've had a lot of people asking for rope bag tooling patterns specifically. And so we had a customer that wanted one of these. We built this for them, and a good customer that we've had for many years. And so we built this, and I went ahead and made a pattern pack. The pattern is exactly like this bag right here. Double compartment. It's got this floral pattern. There's another floral pattern on the back side, just kind of a lighter floral pattern. It's not quite as involved. This is the pattern. Like we've talked about before, there'll be one pattern for each pack. So then I'm gonna build another rope bag this fall, or attempt to have in the store and to have for display when we go to shows. And so we'll do pattern number 2. That'll be a different pattern. You'll have to buy that one if we'll just start a series. So if you want to collect them all as they come out, you can grab the ones you want or grab all of them, whichever ones you want. But the patterns will basically be the same as far as the actual construction patterns will be exactly the same pack to pack, but the tooling pattern will change. It's just really big, and if we offered 6 different tooling patterns, that pack would be super thick and hard to handle. So we're just doing one since because of the size of it. But the video is done. It's ready to post. We'll post that when we get back from Wichita Falls, and the pattern pack is actually in my possession. So we will put that on the website when we get back. The reason that I'm doing that is just because it's so close to the show, and I've got to have something at the show. So we're just doing it that way. But I'm letting you know here that that is out. If you're coming to the show, you can grab your copy there right in person, save the shipping. If you're wanting that pattern, don't fret. It'll be on the website when we get back. We'll put them on there right away once I know how many I have left. I'll probably have to email another order in, and that way we have plenty coming into the fall. But I think it's a good pattern. This is a lot of tooling. So when you go to make one of these, if you just want to build a bag, don't do the tooling pattern. If you're not really into that, you can do this rough out with a brand on it, or a number of different things. But if you want to tool this floral pattern, you're going to be a couple days probably tooling on that. And so it is a lot of time. That's where most of the money comes in price range wise on these rope bags, is the tooling time. If I build one of these not tooled or just rough out, they're really not too bad. They do eat probably on a double compartment like this. It's probably going to take one full side, and I build these out of 13-15 saddle skirting because that's usually what I have plenty of. And so I'll cut 3 panels out of that for the front, back, and divider, and that'll pretty much eat that entire side of leather. And then you've got your straps and all that. So it is an investment. It is a little more involved of a project, but it's really not that hard. If you go back and watch our older video on that, you'll see that. The new video will be making this actual bag right here. This bag will be on display at the Boonton Saddle Show, and so if you're at the show and you want to see this bag in person, you can certainly check that out. It'll be there on display. Also, what we're going to be debuting there will be the Breezy Clutch. I'm just giving y'all, since the 100th episode, I'm just going to kind of let a lot of the spill the beans on a lot of stuff. I usually try to send stuff out to the newsletter first and things. We're trying to just be a little conservative, just because I've only got so many of these patterns on this first run, so that I could get them before the show, because they take time to make. So I didn't want to cram up our gal that puts all these patterns together for us, so we just ordered a limited quantity. And but just letting you know, the Breezy Clutch from Aaron at Maker's Leather Supply, if you've built that project or have his acrylic templates for that, that pattern pack will be at the show as well. We'll be debuting it there, and then again, be on the website when we get back. We'll stick them up there and y'all can get those. We'll send a newsletter out as well, so if you are on the newsletter, which is a good thing to do, we'll definitely let you know when those things are on the website, so you'll know right away, so you can grab them. But our patterns usually don't sell out historically, just because we keep them, we allow back orders on them, because we can usually get refills fairly quickly, and so that'll work good. The Breezy Clutch is a large format print because it was his pattern. I don't have it up here, but his acrylic was just a hair too big for a regular sheet of paper, and so without having to chance it not scaling correctly when you print it off and stuff like that, we just did it large format. It's on 22 by 28 sheet of paper. It's got 5 of them on each sheet. There's 10 patterns in there, 10 different floral patterns that will go with his acrylic templates. Now remember, this is a companion pack for Maker's Leather Supply projects. We have the rights to do the tooling patterns only, so it does not have all the cut patterns in there and all your pockets and all your things. For that, you need to go to Maker's Leather Supply to get the pattern or the acrylics from him, and he has a video showing how to make that clutch wallet as well. So, but it's a cool pack. I'm really excited about the ones we're doing with Maker's Leather Supply. We're having a lot of fun with those, and hopefully we'll get a couple more out by Christmas, because Christmas is coming. We're officially in October. It's officially fall, and Claudia's kind of upset because she hasn't been able to put up her fall decorations in the shop because there was no point. We're leaving. We're going to be leaving and going to Wichita Falls, so let's just wait till we get back. So in order to you know, kind of cooperate with her, we're going to decorate at the booth, so she'll be able to put a few of her fall decorations out. That's her favorite time of year, her favorite thing to decorate the shop for, and so when we get back, she'll be all over that and probably make a Hobby Lobby run and stuff and get all decorated up for the fall season. But yeah, we're in the Christmas season. If you know, we talk about this every year, but hopefully you've got people already calling you, wanting to get on the books for their Christmas orders. Hopefully you've got some kind of system in place to where you can just be sure that you're not taking more than you can handle. That's the biggest thing, the biggest piece of advice I can always give people during Christmas rush or Christmas time is leave yourself some space. Because if you take every single order that comes in, you can very easily get overbooked, and then you can spend, you know, till December 23rd, 24th trying to finish orders and hand delivering stuff, and then you're not able to enjoy your Christmas season as much. So I always tell people, just kind of limit it. We used to do that back in the day, and we'd pull all-nighters and just working like crazy. And it's easy to do because it's the Super Bowl. That's our busy season as craftsmen. That's the busy time of year. That's when all retailers and custom people and craftsmen and stuff are usually their busiest, is during Christmas time. So it's great, but I would caution you just to leave yourself a little bit of room in there, just to make sure that you don't overbook yourself, because it can really make for a stressful holiday season when you do that. For us, we're not going to take any Christmas orders this year because we're kind of phasing the custom or the commission work out for us. With what we do with the videos and the teaching and wanting to go to more shows and doing things like that, I want to kind of take that off of my plate so I don't have that stress or those obligations on deadlines and getting things done for customers on a specific level. And so we're going to just kind of transition over as we finish what's on our books and we finish the orders that we have, including saddles, to where we can build inventory for our store and still build saddles that will sell, build belts and gunslings and all the normal things that we've built, but build them more on a level of I'm just building inventory, and then there's actually inventory in my shop for people to come in and look at, and stuff on the website for people to purchase. That's kind of what we're working on doing. And so for our Christmas season, we're hoping that unless somebody twists my arm really hard on you know, an old customer or something that really needs something. We've got some people that we've been referring a lot of our inquiries to that are good craftsmen that we trust to take care of our customers that have been with us for a long time, and that's been working out really well. But my focus for Christmas is going to be just to kind of root you guys on, kind of create more patterns as we finish out the year, try to get some of the ones that we've been working on, get those finished up, get those out there, including the weekender bag. That one I'm working on still. I had to kind of pause on it to get this rope bag done, but we're working on getting those patterns further developed, getting more videos, project videos, things like that. So I want to hit it hard the last quarter of this year, and you know, and keep that going, get back on the podcast. There's a lot of things that the summer was so busy, and especially with our kids, as our kids get older, they're involved in more things, and so it takes a lot more of our time than I really ever thought would be possible. But it's good. It's all great stuff, but it's just I have to reorient the way I handle things in the shop. So that we can be productive there as well, but get kind of back on track on things as we round out the year and get ready for 2024, because there's gonna be a lot of things going on in 2024. We'll be back in Sheridan, Wyoming this year. We will be at Waco for that show, and we'll most likely be back for the Boonton Saddlemaker show in Wichita Falls. And if Claudia has her way, we will be going to possibly going to Prescott. We're still contemplating on that, but I will let everybody know as soon as we get finalized on that and things. I like those 3 shows. I haven't been to Prescott, but the Prescott, the Sheridan, and Waco show, because we have the ability to teach at those shows, and that's a lot of fun. That makes the show really interesting, because I get to meet you guys when you're in a class with me, and we kind of get some time there to really work on skill set, work on what your problem is, like what you're having trouble with. We can work on those things, and I enjoy that. So that makes it a lot of fun for us, is doing the workshops and stuff. Makes for a long week, but it's definitely worth it. Instead of just going and setting up a booth, which nothing against Saddle Show, it's gonna be fun too, to get to see everybody. But I will miss the workshop opportunities there. As far as workshop opportunities, we are putting things in place and working hard to where we're hoping to have some type of class schedule for 2024 here in our shop. You'll want to be a part of the Leathercraft newsletter. You can go to our website at dgsaddlery.com, sign up for that. You'll want to be a part of that to know when that schedule is out, and what classes we're going to offer and how we're going to do it. Our main deal, as I've told many of y'all privately as you've come by the shop or I've talked to you on the phone, our biggest deal right now is just the space. My shop is a workshop, and so it's suited for me to be able to do my work and do my videos, and but we're trying to revamp and make some changes here inside this space to where we can at least get started doing some small workshop classes, where people can come, we can work on a project, we can work on tooling, possibly some private lessons, things like that. But just to touch on that a little bit, that'll be coming in 2024. We've been talking about it for a couple of years, and we're gonna make it happen this coming year. So be sure you're a part of the Leathercraft newsletter so that you know when that's available and what's available on that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. 2024 is going to be good. I know things are crazy and there's a lot of stuff going on just in everybody's life and in the world and everything else, but I'm feeling good about 2024. I'm feeling good about the fall. It may just be because I've been burning up in 187-degree weather down here for 4 months since we got back from Sheridan. But I really feel optimistic that we're going to get some cool weather here pretty quick, and possibly some rain, which would be nice. But we'll see. We'll see. I know some people across the country are getting more rain than they need. Some people are already seeing snow, you know, and cold weather anyway. But for us, it's still 100 degrees outside at least, and so hopefully this week we'll get a little cool weather when we get back and really start feeling like the fall. That may be why I'm so optimistic, just because I want some cool weather, but I feel like it's going to be a good fall season. Christmas is coming. We'll be talking about it next week on the Monday Morning Briefing. I will also give you updates on the show. If you're going to be at the show there in Wichita Falls, come by the booth and say hi, visit, and we can, if you've got some work that you've done, bring it with you. I'd love to look at it and check it out and go from there. If you're bringing a saddle, can't wait to see it as well. It should be a good competition. They also have a boot competition, so if you're a boot maker, they do have that. As far as I know, you just get there and you have to be checked in. You can go on their website. I think it's called the Wichita Falls Boot and Saddle Makers Roundup. If you just Google that, you'll find it. Find their website. I'll put a link in the description too. But if you just go there, I think it's sometime in the morning on Friday, you have to be checked in with your item that you're going to enter. And that's pretty much it. I don't believe there's any kind of entry fee or anything like that. But go there, find out all the right information, and so you know. But yeah, there's no telling how many items will be in each category and that kind of thing. So they've got quite a few categories, and it ought to be a good show. So go check that out. I'm gonna get back at it. Claudia's getting the trailer today, and so we've got to start getting loaded up, get everything boxed up, and basically make this shop look like it's abandoned, and get everything in the trailer so that we can get up there and get everything set up there. But I appreciate you guys watching. This is our 100th episode, and thank you so much for hanging around this long. If you haven't, if you just got here, just found these, there's 100 of them if you want to go back and listen to those. And in those, there's some information. We answer questions. We do some different things. Maybe that's something we'll do more of in 2024 or for the rest of the year, is possibly start answering some email questions that we get and things like that on this episode. But we're excited to be at 100, and I want to thank everybody that's followed us this long and that has watched all these. I really appreciate it. Be sure to go to dgsaddlery.com and sign up for the Leathercraft newsletter, and we will see you guys next week in the Monday Morning Briefing.